Hello everyone, welcome to this video. It's come to my attention that I haven't done an embroidery video for a while, so today I'm going to share a classic embroidery project. I'm going to be embroidering a pair of pants. I've had these for a while. I believe my aunt gave them to me. They're linen Brooks Brothers pants. I've had a lot of ideas for these pants, but I think ultimately I'm going to go with a classic vintage inspired floral motif that I'd like to do on the cuffs. I want a pretty decently sized floral motif that's going to kind of spread around to the back of the pant leg, and then maybe I'll also do a little something up here. There's no pockets, so maybe a tiny flower little motif on either side of the front hip-ish region, and if I feel crazy I might also put a little floral thing in the upper back part of the pants. I envision this project only taking me today and tomorrow, but that's probably not gonna happen because I already looking at the pant leg, I feel like there's a lot of ground to cover and I want these to be really impressive statement pants. I just ironed these. I've got a huge assortment of thread. This is my thread pile on the floor. I'm gonna move it to the table. I also started making some drawings of motifs. Not too many. I was just kind of messing around. I also have my Pinterest open. I searched vintage florals in my own pins, so there's a lot of different color stories I'm looking at. I like the ones that feel like clusters together, but I also want to create something that's unique and not necessarily just pulling from a previous artwork. I like getting inspired by the way the flowers are moving or the colors in them. This is a great one. I like this one too. So yeah, something where the center is a bit denser and then there's little vines or flowers that kind of pop out and can curve around to the back of the pant leg. I like stuff like this a lot. I might pull this up in a different tab to look at. Anyways, you get the idea. It's gonna be floral embroidery. I'm kind of winging it, kind of not. Like I have my reference images, I have a bunch of thread, I have an idea in my head. I also do want them to be symmetrical, which is not usually something that I necessarily need to do. I like asymmetry in clothes. For these pants, I want to do that. And besides my thread and the pants, I have to have a pen to draw on them, and I'm gonna use, see I have this, but I thought I had a metallic version of this up here in my workroom. They're not that good. Like I don't necessarily like this utensil, and I got it from Joann's recently because I'm out of the one that I prefer. Every time I'm in an art store, I check to see if they have the kind I like, and so far they haven't, and I'm trying to resist buying off of Amazon. But anyways, this isn't great, but it's good enough, so that's what I'm gonna use. Yeah, and I have my embroidery needle and I have scissors. So I'm just gonna get started and we'll see how long this takes me. I'll share my progress through the day, definitely leading into tomorrow, and we'll see how long these floral pants take me and what direction they go in. I changed my mind a little bit where the front is just a cluster of flowers. Kind of hard to see. So that's a little cluster of flowers. It's not necessarily trailing onto the back of the pant leg, but I did just draw 2 little setups for flowers. When I do really small flowers, I tend to just draw the center of it and then I'll stitch the petals around that center. So it's symmetrical more or less on the front and the back. I have a little bit of embroidery on the back, a little bit of embroidery on the front. I didn't use any rulers, so it's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And now I can get into the stitching part of it. And I'm just gonna instinctively pick whatever colors I feel like as I go. Green for the leaves, and beyond that, I don't have a plan, so. I definitely can't work as nonstop as I used to, so I have to be mindful, and I think I'm hitting just about 2 hours of working on this, so I need to take a break. I'm doing laundry today. I just need to break from my arm and also maybe to move around a bit, possibly go on a little walk. This is how much I've gotten done. 1 flower, which makes sense. If I was embroidering a flower on a hoop, it'd probably take me a couple hours. I strive for that, maybe like 3 hours if I were to add a bit more leaves. That's where I'm at. I didn't do any on this side yet. I'm gonna do the full floral motif and then recreate it on this side, move on to the back, and then do the rest of the pants. But for now, I need to take a break. I'll probably end up working more this afternoon. For my second day of work, I'm pretty sure I put in at least 8 hours. I want to say the previous day I did 6 hours, but I can't completely remember. But this day I got so much done. I did both of the back flowers and then, well, yeah, all three actually, the 2 legs as well as the upper back, and then I started on the flowers on the front hips too. So it was a very productive day. So the third day was the last day of work that I had for these pants. Looking back, I thought it took 4 days, but I guess it took 3 according to my footage. This last day, I don't think I worked as many hours. Maybe it was more like 4 or 5 hours. I think all in all, I was somewhere between 16 and 18 hours, but that's kind of my guesstimation. It's just too engaging for me to keep track of exact hours. I like to get into a state of workflow and not have to worry about the time. But I was pleasantly surprised that these ended up being not an insanely time-consuming project, at least like not longer than 3 days, so that's cool. And yeah, here's how they came out.